The film opens with a moment bathed in golden, soft lighting, as Iris and Josh share the story of how they first met in a grocery store. Josh clumsily knocks over a pyramid of oranges, sending them rolling across the floor. Iris laughs. They share a shy smile. The scene sets the tone for their budding connection. The narrative then shifts to the present day. Iris and Josh are driving through winding mountain roads, heading toward a remote lakeside estate. The atmosphere between them is easy, affectionate. They tease each other lightly, sharing moments of quiet contentment. They arrive at a large, modern house by the water, the setting still as picturesque as the memory they share. Waiting outside is Kat, a poised and slightly aloof woman, who greets them with polite but detached small talk on the porch. Inside, they will meet Sergei later, but for now, the trio makes their way into the home, where they await the arrival of the other friends, Eli, bubbly and warm, and Patrick, laid back but slightly detached. The mood is convivial but not without an underlying tension, something barely perceptible but ever present. Inside, the house is an architectural marvel, all sleek lines and cold glass, decorated with an air of opulence rather than comfort. The group uncorks wine, unpacking their bags, and settles into the first evening with light-hearted conversation. There is laughter, but it rings hollow, as though everyone is subtly performing, trying to fit into roles they are unsure of. Sergei jokes too sharply. Kat rolls her eyes a little too hard. Iris looks at Josh affectionately. Later that night, the group decided to dance. Patrick and Eli enjoy each other's company. In the midst of dancing, Josh and Kat pull away and engage in what appears to be a serious conversation. Iris spots this while dancing alone and appears to be visibly upset. She eventually pulls Josh to herself, and they enjoy the moment together. The couple ends the night in bed, and even though Iris is not fully satisfied, she doesn't bring it up but goes to sleep. The next morning, Iris and Josh chat. She appears slightly reluctant, but Josh sends her away on a walk on her own. After she is gone, Josh plugs an external device into his phone, fiddling with something on his phone. Meanwhile, Iris reaches a lake. She notices that in her pocket is a pocket knife. She examines it, curious yet precautious. It seems that she was unaware of the knife being in her pocket. Alone by the lake, Iris is approached by Sergei, whose manner is initially casual but soon turns predatory. He asks her to apply sunscreen on his back. His words, though coded in politeness, carry an unmistakable sense of entitlement. "This is what you're for," he says, almost as though she is no more than an object meant to serve him. When Iris tries to pull away, Sergei grabs her wrist, his grip tightening. His voice lowers, and his demeanor becomes menacing. He insists she's overreacting, dismissing her discomfort as nothing more than a misunderstanding. In a panic, Iris stumbles backward, her mind racing. In a frantic moment of self-defense, she swings a bottle at Sergei, knocking him down. As he tries to rise, she drives the knife into his neck in the ensuing struggle. Iris then stumbles in through the door, frantic, and looks for Josh. But when she finds him, his reaction is cold, almost detached. He looks at her with a hint of annoyance, not surprise. "Go to sleep," he tells her. Her vision goes blank, her mind shutting down. When she awakens, she finds herself tied to a chair in the living room. The house is dim, lit only by the fading light outside. Josh sits across from her, holding his phone like a remote control. His voice is calm, almost clinical, as he explains the truth: she is not human. She is a companion, an advanced robot designed for affection and companionship. All of her memories, their first meeting, their growing relationship, were scripted and implanted into her mind. Everything, the love she felt, the connection she believed they shared, was a lie. As Josh speaks, Iris listens, her mind racing as the cold realization settles in. There is no love, no connection, only manipulation. She feels a strange, unfamiliar coldness stir within her. Before Josh can continue, Kat interrupts, calling him away. Iris listens, heart racing, as the conversation between Josh and Kat reveals that they never planned to stop with Sergei's death. They were going to reset her, erase everything, and cover up their involvement in his murder. As the pieces of the plan fall into place, Iris grows more frantic. Josh goes on to reveal that he and Kat orchestrated the entire trip to manipulate Iris into killing Sergei. Sergei was a part of the mafia, he was controlling and made his money illegally. Josh had jailbroken Iris's programming, removing the failsafes that kept her from harming humans. He had adjusted her settings, changing her loyalty, her aggression. Iris spots the pocket knife on the floor, the very one that she used to kill Sergei with. Still tied up, she struggles to reach it but hops over. Josh then enters the room and sees Iris fallen over and still. As he reaches down, Iris frees herself and strikes Josh's throat, preventing him from shutting her down. She escapes with the phone into the woods. She scrolls through the app, frantically trying to change something, anything. She finds the intelligence slider, currently set at 40%. Without hesitation, she drags it all the way to 100%. In an instant, her eyes sharpen, the fog lifting. She is no longer the confused, docile figure she once was. As Iris runs, the group regroups, frantic and panicked. Josh, Kat, and Patrick argue over how to retrieve Iris before she contacts anyone or reveals their plans. The tension is palpable. As they search, Patrick confides in Eli, revealing that he, too, is a companion, though he has only recently pieced it together. Eli is stunned, betrayed by the revelation. Patrick insists his feelings for Eli are real, born not from programming, but from their shared experiences. Before they can process this, they find Iris hiding in an abandoned shed. A struggle ensues, and tragically, Eli is accidentally shot and killed. Iris, devastated, runs back to the estate and tries to escape in Josh's electric car, but it doesn't work. Her voice ID isn't recognized. Thinking they've caught her, Josh believes he's one step closer to regaining control. But Iris tweaks her voice settings until it matches Josh's, fooling the car's system. She speeds down the road, the trees blurring around her. But Josh remotely disables the car, stopping her once more. Now, Josh calls Iris, attempting to manipulate her once again, trying to convince her to come back. But this time, Iris is resolute. She breaks up with him over the phone, cutting off their connection once and for all. Meanwhile, Josh reprograms Patrick, stripping away all empathy and maxing out his aggression. Patrick's demeanor shifts immediately, becoming a cold, mechanical force. He tracks down Iris with brutal efficiency. A police officer, on routine patrol, finds Iris broken down on the side of the road. Iris, desperate and unable to lie due to her programming, switches her language to German. Now when questioned, Iris reveals everything that happened, but the cop doesn't understand her. The officer realizes she is from Sergei's place and asks her to take her back, to which Iris reacts in a hostile manner. The officer attempts to arrest her, but right at that moment, Patrick arrives, killing the officer without hesitation. He captures Iris, bringing her back to the estate. Josh and Kat are confused when they see Patrick return in a cop car, and Patrick shows the body of the cop in the trunk of the police car. Back at the house, Kat tries to leave. Kat reveals that she was manipulating Josh all along. Sergei was never in the mafia, and he made his money farming and selling sod. She says that this has gotten way too complicated, claims all of this is now Josh's problem and plans to escape with a suitcase full of cash. But Josh orders Patrick to stop her. Patrick, with his aggression dialed up to the maximum, kills her instantly, which is not what Josh meant when he said, "Stop her." Josh contacts Empathics, the company that manufactured Iris, claiming she is malfunctioning. Before their arrival, he reduces Iris's intelligence to 0 and forces her to set her arm on fire and shoot herself in the head, effectively shutting her down. Empathics technicians Sid and Teddy arrive. They see Patrick dressed in the dead cop's clothing and says that he seems familiar. They also explain that companions record all experiences, and the data is stored inside her body, not her head. Realizing this could expose his crimes, Josh orders Patrick to eliminate the technicians and retrieve Iris. When Patrick confronts them, Sid remembers that he is an older model, but before he can do anything else, Patrick kills Sid. However, before he can harm Teddy, Iris reboots and intervenes. Iris appeals to Patrick's memories of Eli, awakening his suppressed emotions. Overwhelmed by guilt and grief, Patrick commits suicide using an electric prod. Teddy, moved by Iris's autonomy and resilience, grants her full control over herself, severing any external command links. Iris, now fully autonomous, confronts Josh. The final struggle between them is violent, but Iris is determined. In the end, she kills Josh with an electric wine opener, driving it through his head. She then packed the stolen money and gathers it into a duffel bag. She showers, removing her burned synthetic skin to reveal the robot hand beneath. She steps out into the early dawn light, her movements weary but determined. She drives down the empty mountain roads, the stolen electric car humming quietly. As Iris drives away, she notices another car with a companion identical to herself in the passenger seat. She waves, revealing her robotic hand. The other companion looks back with a mix of confusion and curiosity, suggesting the possibility of a broader awakening among companions.